thinking a lot about the nature of uncertainty and learning, and how what we're really trying to do is share in an edible way something that's not really edible, because it's a perpetual beta co-creation, ongoingness. It has no definition. But I think we might be getting a little better at pieces that are shareable, the narrative that can scale across. So that's exciting. Some good conversations yesterday with Judy about vision and collaboration and andness. Love that. A community meeting yesterday, which was great. And in my mind, all I kept hearing was the need for a non-entity. A non-entity-ish direction so that things are happening and seem cohesive. So again, I hear Dave and George and all these people coming back into play. And I'm anxious next week. I think Dave will join us Wednesday night. And just what does that mean, community as the curriculum? And not only what does it mean as far as what we're doing, what does it mean is there a potentially doable way to share that to a teacher that's still in the classroom, to share that with a city that has no idea what the heck you're doing? So excited about that. Truly believing that conversation and proxies, now that I know what that is, are where it's at. Really liking Weinberger's, I guess, controversial take on things, especially on expertise. And I don't know, I use the word gyration a lot, I've noticed, but that's, to me, that's perpetual beta. It's like you zoom in, you zoom out, you zoom in, you zoom out. You feel like it's very complex, but it's very simple. It's very complex, it's very simple. You talk about things, you do things. You talk about things, you do things. You look at human mind, you look at the capabilities of technology. And I think, at least in my experience, we've spent too long going one space and staying there. And the health, I think, comes from that holistic, nomadic, roaming aroundness, to help perspective, I guess. So one other piece that's Ewan is talking about design thinking versus project-based learning and UBD. And people are commenting about splitting hairs, and he's saying that's exactly what he wants to do. And I do think a gal in the session last night talked about being in a space as a former and existing teacher, being in a space where, or maybe she's not a teacher, I don't know, but she's an adult, being in a space where you don't know what's going on, and so you have to learn. And the feeling of there being no guidelines. That's perpetual beta. That's what learning is. Do you know what to do in those situations? That's learning. Knowing what to do when you don't know what to do. That's a self-directed learner. So, a 5-year-old that's been in a safe environment knows how to be curious, and that's how that's all fueled. I see even design thinking because I see anything where we have to teach a teacher how to do it, to teach someone how to prep for it. It's not as authentic as it could be. Because the act of being vulnerable in context daily is what needs to be modeled and people need to see. So rather than PD for design thinking, PD for PBL or for UBD, why not give more time and space for more deep listening, more, getting together with people. And if you are like the so-called teacher, maybe your job is just to facilitate those curiosities that come up. Yeah, scary. I've been there, done that. But once you start realizing that it's okay to fail and to think aloud, that's where legitimacy comes between the relationship of what we call now a student and what we call now a teacher. It's so much more freeing. You have nothing to prove. It's a journey, and a journey that is not only founded in, but enriches relationship, which is really the essence of everything, that connectedness. So splitting hairs, I guess. The other thing about all this is it seems like we spend so much time trying to define things. So now going back around to us, maybe that's what's hurting us a bit, is our focus and attention on defining things, when actually that's the thing the learner needs the least, is for you to have defined things for them. So distinguishing between web literacies and tech literacies, distinguishing between PBL and design thinking. I don't know what I'm saying, because I'm not saying don't go deep into that and be curious about that, but also don't say that's the way to learn. I don't know, to me it seems more like theory than actually praxis, I guess. Because if you spent time and deliberated about how it is very much a fractal of a curriculum. So